Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. So, I just wanted to come and talk to you guys about threads and my ebook. Hold on one second. Let me. Can y'all see me? All right. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about threads and my ebook, The Art of Hair and Business. So, threads launched like 2 days ago. Or was it yesterday? 2 days ago, I think, for people that has a blue check mark, and yesterday for everybody else. And I jumped on it immediately along with some other people, and Threads essentially is like Twitter but for Instagram. So it's not integrated into the Instagram app yet. It has its own app. So I don't know if at some point they're going to merge them together, whatever the case may be. But I've been over there playing around with it. And they're still working out the kinks. Like, I noticed I was on it yesterday, and I went ahead and yesterday I was able to like post what I wanted to post and then repost it on my profile, and then they took the feature away from me today. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over there, but it's been fun to play around with. I've been trying to remember to use it though, still for hair business, and to not get crazy and, just having a little fun over there. However, that's really all I want to say about Threads. There's not really much more that I want to say. I've noticed you can move your content from Threads over to Instagram. I tried to see if I could move my content from Instagram over to Threads. I don't know if you can. You probably can, but I'm not sure if you can. Now, I wanted to dive into the ebook that I finally created. Honestly, y'all, I've been working on this ebook for about 3 years, just taking some notes, putting it down, writing it, putting it down, and finally I just was like over it. I said, you overthink too much, put out the ebook. Got the first draft finished like 2 weeks ago. Went through the ebook and I realized, oh no, you got to add 2 more chapters. So I went ahead and added 2 more chapters. So those are bonus chapters. And in total, there's 18 chapters to the ebook. And so the title of the ebook is The Art of Hair and Business, Transforming from a Hairstylist to a 6-Figure Hair Business Owner. And I added my knowledge, I added my expertise, my skill set, and I put it all in one. And so this is what it looks like. Right? So whenever you see these 3 girls, that's part of my brand. And there are 18 chapters. 18 chapters, you guys. And so I wanted to go through just talking about the 18 chapters so you know what to expect in this ebook. The ebook is $34. And I'm telling you right now, if I had this when I started 9 years ago, this would have been the guideline, the blueprint that I would have used to get me to this point of being a business owner way sooner, especially because I always had the entrepreneurial mindset since I was a little girl. Everybody's not like that. However, whatever start or wherever you're at in your journey in the hair industry, you can utilize this ebook and help you get to your next path. Let me explain how. So, like I stated, and this is the table of content, there are 18 chapters. Chapter 1, evaluate your skills and expertise. Before I move on to the rest of these chapters, I am so glad I made that chapter 1. And the reason why is most hairstylists get stuck at chapter 1. They get stuck at chapter 1 and they never, ever, ever get outside of chapter 1 because of fear, because of doubt, because of miscommunication, misinformation. I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to bring this up because I have gone through this experience where you're working for somebody and they make it seem like they really care about your growth until you're ready to move on from working for them, working with them, and you're ready to evolve into the next phase of your journey. And then you start to see a different side of them. That's not always the case with every employer or company you're working with, but I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have had that experience where everything seems to be good until you're ready to grow on your own path in your own way, and then next thing you know, you get a different side of the people who claim that they're rooting for you. They have your best interest at heart. They want to see you get better. They want to see you grow. And to a certain extent, that may be the truth. However, when it's separate from them, next thing you know, it's, oh, so you think you're better. Oh, you're not gonna make it. Oh, you can't do that. You don't know what you're doing. You don't have the expertise. You don't have the knowledge. You're not smart enough, and you start to see a different side. And so I don't know where you are in your hair journey, but maybe you've had some really good wins, really good experiences, learned a lot, but you've also had some bad experiences, okay? And one thing I'm going to tell you is when it comes to chapter 1, evaluating your skills and your experience, okay? I'm talking about doing this for yourself. Okay, you are always going to be critiqued by clients. You're always going to be critiqued by your employer. You're always going to be critiqued by these different companies you decide maybe to be an educator for, or a platform artist for, or an editorial artist, or there's so many different areas of the hair industry, right? But at some point you have to be introspective. You have to be able to sit down and self-evaluate your skills and your experience and be honest about where you're at and critique yourself so you can see what areas you need to improve in. So you can have better experiences and you can have a better skill set that's going to pay you more, that's going to get you more exposure, more influence, more clients, more customers, whatever the case may be, okay? Moving on to the second chapter. And I'm sorry, before we move on to the second chapter, chapter 1, I'm probably going to spend about 10 days just going over information in chapter 1. Okay? This is how passionate I am about all the information in this ebook. I am breaking down so many different topics that you are going to need. However, this ebook is like an accelerated blueprint guide that you can go ahead and grab and follow along and get started, that you're not going to have to wait until I go through all the information in this ebook, because it's probably going to take me a year and a half just to go through everything in this ebook, to break it down into shorter information, because it's one thing to have it here. It's another thing for me to talk about it. You get what I'm saying? So chapter 1, evaluate your skills and experience. Chapter 2, develop a business plan. I'm going to come back to that, okay? Chapter 3, save sufficient funds to transition from working in a salon as a hairstylist to becoming a self-employed hairstylist. Chapter 4, securing financing if needed. Chapter 5, choosing your location. Chapter 6, obtain necessary licenses, permits, and insurances. Chapter 7, set up your salon space. Chapter 8, establish a professional network. Chapter 9, develop a marketing strategy. Chapter 10, setting pricing for services and products, MOQ orders, and payment policies. Chapter 11, update your professional branding. Chapter 12, inform your clients. Chapter 13, plan for continued education, and this would be a form of continued education. Chapter 14, implement effective time management. Chapter 15, provide exceptional customer service. Chapter 16, paying taxes and tax write-offs. And these are the two bonus chapters. Chapter 17, AI automation planning. AI has become a huge thing in the tech world. And I'm sorry, but if you're a hairstylist and you're using social media or other techie softwares, you might as well start to learn about AI, automation, AI tools, and how you can use them for automation and planning. And then the last chapter is how to communicate with overseas hair extension and tool suppliers and calculate your MOQ profit margins. Okay. So that chapter is really for the hairstylists that also offer hair extensions as a service, or maybe that's your main thing. For example, I am a hair extension specialist. That is primarily what I focus on. I'm actually sitting here with some inventory for clients that are coming in within the next few days. The hair just got here from my hair factory, so I'm just checking it, making sure that the order is right so I can go ahead and move along with the services part of this whole experience. And I'll be honest, I already checked it. These manufacturers I've been working with for years, so I have built a relationship with them. They know how I communicate, I know how they communicate, and so I break down in this chapter how to even go through all of that, because it can be really scary. You can have, at times you can get scammed. I'm just keeping it honest. That's a part of the game. And this is why I have decided to create or to switch from selling retail hair extensions online to becoming a wholesale hair vendor, so that you guys can go ahead and get the hair that I use as well for my clients. And this way you already know that this is my exclusive hair factory. Okay? This is not a list of just different vendors that reach out to me. I probably have about 30 new vendors that reach out to me every single week for the last 4 years. So it's very overwhelming. However, I am very skilled at communicating with different hair factories, suppliers, and just kind of getting an understanding of like what the quality of their hair looks like. I know how to get them to speak to me in a way and to give me the information that I need to know before I just go ahead and send them money. I know how to order hair samples. I just know how to do certain things, and it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. And the reality is, a lot of people in my area, the Atlanta metro area, they do a lot of hair extensions, and a lot of them just don't want to go through that hassle that I go through, because I'm not going to lie, when I'm ordering hair, I'm probably typically up for 2 to 3 days because of the time zone difference, communicating with them, making sure that what they have in stock is actually what I need, making sure that all of my custom hair orders are being created exactly how I need them to be created. For example, these are custom afro curly clip-ins, volume clip-ins that I have been wearing this set now, or been using this set now for 2 years. And this is from my hair factory. And so I work with them to say, and I remember 2 years ago, they could not get this texture right to save my life. So I had to wait 2 years, 2 years, because I've been with them for 4. So the first 2 years, they were able to get my extensions to, and this is just an example. This is my afro curly clip-ins. Okay? This is what you see in my hair right now. However, this is detangled. I detangled it. I put a lot of conditioner in it, and I let them air dry like this. So this is what it looks like detangled when it's soaking wet with conditioner in it. Okay? This is what it looks like, no product. I didn't detangle. I detangled it with a comb, so I got a different effect versus me using a detangling brush, and there's no product in it. Okay? So it took them 2 years to be able to get this texture correct. And so I held off. And when they finally got it correct, so I was ordering samples over samples over samples, and it gets really expensive, you guys. But that is the investment I was willing to make. Okay. And so once I did that and they were finally able to get it right, is when I went ahead and offered it to my clients. It comes in wefts. It comes in I-tips. It comes in K-tips. It comes in tape-ins. It comes in a Velcro ponytail. And I'm just showing you what a Velcro ponytail looks like. So for the girlies that don't really like to use wefts all the time to create a ponytail. So this is a Velcro ponytail. All right. Where you have the comb, and then you wrap the hair around like so. Right? And then this hair covers the Velcro. Okay. So these are for the girlies that, one, just don't like using wefts ponytails, because after a while the pins that you have to use, it starts to like kind of irritate your scalp. So this is a great option. And I'll be honest, I'm one of those girls. I used to wrap my old wefts that I don't use for sew-ins anymore, and every once in a while I'll pull one out. However, I really prefer this, and the reason why is I can take it out every few days, still have my hair sleeked, and quickly pop it back in versus having to use those wefts. So those are the 18 chapters, you guys. Okay. Those are the 18 chapters, and I am going to be teaching and educating from this blueprint for the next year, the next year and a half. However, I would highly recommend you go ahead and grab this blueprint so you can follow along, and also to whatever one-on-one coaching you want from this ebook, you can reach out to me and I will create a course solely for you. Okay? An accelerated program solely for you. I've really been thinking that everybody that reaches out to me for coaching or for courses, they don't all need the same type of course. And I have realized that with the 9 years, everything that I've learned, that when it comes to these accelerated courses, what I've always noticed to be missing is what I talk about in this ebook. And what I've noticed is a lot of courses, right? A lot of courses will only teach you a technique, like a hairstyling technique. However, I'm coming at it from a different angle. There's nothing wrong with techniques, right? I'm a hair extension specialist. So if that's all you want is a hair extensions course, I got you. However, there are other people who are working on different areas of their hair business, and they need a customized accelerated program to keep them on track. Okay. So, and that's what I talk about in all 18 of these chapters. So I cannot wait to dive into this information. I cannot wait to help you, one, increase your income, right? Two, get you to where you need to get in your journey of transitioning from being a hairstylist, just working for somebody, to getting you to being a 6-figure hair business owner. You don't have to be a hair extension specialist like me. You can. See, I knew before I started cosmetology school in 2014 that I am going to be a hair extension specialist, and one day I'm going to own my business. I knew that 9 years ago. Now, I had no idea how I was going to get there. I didn't have a plan. I was winging it for a very long time, but I was always a hustler. I was always a hustler. And I'm in a few different hairstylist groups on Facebook. these support groups, and I'm noticing that it's almost the blind leading the blind. Not everyone, but for the most part, it's the blind leading the blind, where I'm saying to myself, there's nothing wrong with having support, right? Having accountability partners. But if you're not making enough money, and if you're constantly complaining about your clients, and if you're constantly complaining about not being appreciated, and if you're only focused on becoming a better hairstylist, that's fine. But there's so much more to hairstyling. And I talk about that in my ebook. You can get better at your skills, but experience comes with different scenarios and challenges and situations and time. Okay? It comes with those things. However, if I knew about creating a business plan 9 years ago, even though I was not ready, and I'll be honest, I knew back then you're not ready to start your business. However, what I was ready for was to shift my mindset into being a business owner. The first thing I ever did, even before I graduated hair school, I started selling hair extensions. I had been an affiliate marketer from 2012. But I stopped doing that to go to cosmetology school because I wanted to start selling things that I was passionate about and that I believed in. I didn't want to just sell things just to make money. I go to cosmetology school because I wanted the foundational information, the principles of cosmetology. I wanted that information. I wanted the expertise of being around people, how you're supposed to talk to people, how you're supposed to just build that rapport and relationship. I also started selling hair extensions as an affiliate marketer, right? Even though it's not really how I wanted to sell hair extensions, it gave me really good experience marketing hair extensions. Then I went into selling my own extensions outside of affiliate marketing, right? But I was buying it at retail price. Then I learned about wholesale hair extensions. Then I had to learn about buying quality wholesale hair extensions at a price that I could make a profit, but also was affordable for my clients. Then I learned about MOQ overseas orders. Okay. And let me tell you something, that is a completely different ball game. Okay. Completely different ball game, because it's not like over here where if you order something and it's wrong, you can get it, you can exchange it, or you can get your money back. There is no getting your money back with overseas MOQ hair extension orders. There isn't. Okay? So if you don't have sufficient funds, right? If you don't have additional financing, if you don't know what you don't know until you realize you don't know it, I would highly recommend you get this ebook. Okay? Go ahead and get this ebook and follow along. Go through the chapters. Figure out what it is that you want to learn. Do you want a masterclass on everything in this ebook? Have you already started your hair business journey and you're feeling stuck and you're like, child, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do next? Okay? Because let me tell you something. A lot of these hairstylists in these groups, they either know how to do hair, they're just now learning how to do hair, and they know how to promote, but they're not good at promoting. And let me tell you, a lot of hairstylists think promoting is marketing. Promotion is not marketing. You're speaking to a girl who's been doing online marketing since 2012. It is not the same thing. When you see me making lives, when you see me posting content, whether it's in image form, story form, reels, right? That is promotion. That is not marketing. Marketing is why I'm doing it. Marketing is the strategy. Okay? The strategy of what should you be posting? Why are you posting it that way? Who's your target audience? Okay? Because if you're promoting and you don't know who you're promoting to, you don't have a marketing strategy. And I can tell you don't have a marketing strategy because when people say, "Oh, I've been posting on social media," okay, but what's your strategy for posting? "Oh, I post this many times a day." No, no, no. That's just a schedule. What is your actual strategy? What is the outcome you want from promoting? How are you marketing yourself as a hairstylist or as a hair business owner? How are you building rapport? How are you driving traffic? What are you offering the traffic that you're driving to your offer? How are you converting that into clients, customers? How? Students, right? What does your target audience need from you? Do you engage with them? Because it breaks my heart and it drives me crazy, which is okay because this is how I've been able to gain some clients. I can't stand a hairstylist that has so much engagement. So much engagement based on how they promote themselves online, and then they don't interact with the people that reach out with them. And it lets me know you're either overwhelmed, you're too busy, or you just don't care. It's one of those three. You're overwhelmed, you're too busy, right? Or you just don't care. Maybe you don't have the help that you need. Maybe you're not using the right systems, because here's the thing about being self-employed. Everybody thinks that they always need employees. Some you can have employees. However, if you don't know how to manage yourself, if you don't know how to be your own boss, if you don't know how to talk to people, if you don't know how to work with a team, if you don't know how to work with different personalities, if you don't know if you're responsible enough to take on additional responsibility, how in the world are you going to be ready for more? So this is why I think a cool middle ground for, especially if you want to be a salon owner one day or have multiple salons or just have one salon, right? I think what's I think what's really cool is you can go from just being a hairstylist, right? Whether you're commission based, hourly, doing booth rent in somebody else's salon, helping them with their clients, whatever, to transitioning to being a self-employed hairstylist. It's a different ball game. And you can have an assistant, and at some point you're going to want one, especially when you hit 6 figures, if you don't have certain systems in place to act as your assistant, to take away, to help you with some of those tasks, or you can use both. So there's so many opportunities out there for you. There's so many different things that you can do. However, you gotta believe that you're capable of doing it. It starts with your belief system. Trust me, I overthink all the time. I have self-doubt sometimes. There's times where I've allowed things that other people have said to me, have done to me, to make me feel like I'm inadequate, and it's not true. It's not true. I've always believed that I could get to this point. Yes, I have challenges. Yes, I've made mistakes. I've learned from my mistakes, and now I'm working through what I need to work through to move to my next milestone. I always thought I was going to get here. Y'all, when I went out on my own, I was not ready to do so. I wanted to give myself another 2 years. However, sometimes things in life happens that makes you realize it's now or never. You said you wanted to do this, do it. And if you fail, you failed before. You'll figure it out. You have failed many times, but guess what? Failure is a part of success. I learned that the hard way. I didn't think I thought failure was failure and success was success. I didn't know you could not get to success without going through some failures. I didn't know that. I had to learn that, right? I used to view this world just in if I do everything right, everything is going to work out. No, that's not reality. But the reality out of all of this is I deserve more. I'm willing to work for more. And I'm going to have more because of my grit, my intention, what it is that I ultimately want. And I have a goal that I have to hit. Here's another thing. I'm going to give you a tip about having a goal. Never, ever, ever change your goal. However, you do have to have a plan to hit your goal, and you cannot hit your goal until you have a strategy on how to execute it. See, it's the strategy part a lot of people misinformed me on. People would say, have a goal, have a plan for the goal, execute the plan. You cannot execute a plan without a strategy, because then what you're doing is you're doing a lot of the wrong type of work. And that's where the frustration comes in, is where you may be working hard, but do you have a strategy to be doing the right type of work, to execute the plan for your goal? And sometimes you will have to change your plan or expand your plan to hit your goal. And this is why evaluating your skill set and your expertise is so important. And that is why I made that the first chapter. All right, y'all. I will see you tomorrow night. I think the best time for me to do this, I don't have one of those, oh, I'm going to come here at a certain time every night and we're going to do this. Nah, it might look, it's 11 o'clock at night. Okay. For the last week, I have been going to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes. 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to force myself to be asleep within the next hour, because I have I have a client at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and I'm working on Sunday. I have a client on Sunday because I had to move her to Sunday. I'm working on Tuesday, and I typically don't work on Tuesday. So sometimes you have to do what you have to do to accommodate your clients, especially the good clients. Okay. Now, some hairstylists may disagree with me. However, even though I can be very black and white with certain things in my life, I have learned and I have been taught that there are gray areas to things as well. I just don't live my life solely through the lens of viewing everything as a gray area, because I understand that to even get to a gray area, it took some black and some white to make that gray. Okay. So thank you so much for listening to what to expect in my ebook. All you have to do is click the link in my bio. And if you're not ready to purchase the ebook, at least go ahead and get the free hair business guideline, 18 tips that you need to know about what it takes to be a hairpreneur. Okay? Good night, y'all.